On Monday, September 17th, 2018, I completed an informal assessment on Caleb Garland. Caleb came to my classroom with two other classmates so that they could participate in a Kahoot. Kahoot is a website that you can go to, and you can find all sorts of quizzes for all sorts of grade levels and all sorts of areas of academics. You can make up your own Kahoots. It's just the options are limitless. I don't have Chromebooks in my classroom, but I do have 10 Kindle Fires that I was able to get for my students through a donorschoose.org project. So I had the app downloaded on my Kindle Fires for Kahoot. The first Kahoot was a mixed multiplication fact quiz. There were 20 questions, just simple multiplication math facts that these boys have been working on. Caleb is scoring about 80% on a timed multiplication test with 100 problems. Just kind of seeing where he's at. The other one was sight words for second grade, which is around the reading level that he's on. And they were to read sentences and input the correctly spelled word. They came in here, they picked up the Kindle Fire. On Kahoot, you go to the app and then you are directed to input a game PIN number, which they did. And then they put in a nickname, and they can put anything they want to as long as they're not being dirty or silly. So they put their names in, and I started the game. And they answer the questions. They are multiple choice. They're, on the math fact would flash 7 times 5. They're given 4 choices, and then they choose the correct answer. And once they choose the correct answer and everyone has answered, it shows the correct answer. It shows how many people answered correctly, and then it shows who's winning as far as points go. On that test, Caleb did very well. He ended up scoring in the 80 percentile for that, which is about where he's at. There were some questions that he did not answer, and the problem was that the wait time wasn't long enough. I think it was 20 seconds maybe after they flashed that on there that he had an opportunity to answer, and they just did not have enough time to process, and that was my fault. I just was not thinking. I know that especially our special education students need that wait time. On the second test, they would read a sentence and they would fill in the word that was correctly spelled right. It might say the day was too warm, and it might have 3 different ways to spell warm: W-O-R-M for warm, W-A-R-M. They might have W-A-R. So they give you a couple of different options, and they had to choose the correct answer. Again, he had a time because I did not give them enough wait time. On that one, he came last. He only answered 6 questions correctly. He missed 7 questions, and there was no response at all on 7 of the other questions. That gave him a score of 30%. Again, there was not enough wait time. I feel like that had a lot to do with the way he performed on this assessment. If I had to redo the informal assessment, I would absolutely give them more wait time so they could process what they were looking at. They had a really good time. They said that they wanted to know if I could show their teacher how to do it. They had never done Kahoot before. It's a really neat way to informally assess what your students are doing. And, you can see where they're at. You can see which students are ready to move on, which students are maybe struggling a little bit, and which ones are absolutely not ready to go on. But that was my informal assessment. Thank you.